Hello guys, Dusty here from Dusty Unboxings, a Fine Brothers production, and today we're going to be unboxing this Gob Bluth Arrested Development feature character. It's a Funko Pop character. YouTubers buy these because they have a lot of money, and it's all great. I'm kidding, guys. April Fools. We were not bought by the Fine Brothers for like $3, and the world's in perfect alignment with all that jazz. And I just bought this at Goodwill for $3, by the way. As you can see, it says $3 on there because I am a Joe Bluth fan. So who doesn't like Joe Bluth? Anyway. We picked stuff up over the past while, and it's been a while since I've done a pickup video, and I was planning on doing this pickup video actually on April Fools. However, as I was recording that pickup video, my microphone broke. Well, not my microphone. My microphone's fine, as you can probably see right here, but my microphone stand broke. I probably had you guys in a panic because a freaking RE20 break, and it's not like, hey, that's like, oh my god, my RE20 broke. But no, my RE20 is perfectly fine. It was my stand, my cheap piece of crap stand that broke, so I ended up buying a nice high quality Pyle one. I believe I have the box right here. Yep. There's Pyle PMKSH01. It is a nice high quality stand. It even has this little shock mount with it. So that's pretty cool. My RE20 really likes it. So with that out of the way, let's get to the pickup video. So the pickups in this video are from the Goodwill, pawn shop, the garage sales. Yes, the garage sales. And other places too, like Best Buy and eBay. So they're gonna be kind of mixed up because, as I had said before, this video is meant to be a separate video from my last pickup video, but I'm reshooting that last pickup video. So you're gonna kind of see some in the wild pickups, then eBay and Best Buy, then in the wild, and then some more eBay and Best Buy. So I hope that's not a too horrible departure from the regular format here. But, and I do apologize about the spinning around my chair, but it's just fun. Oh yeah, and I got a white backdrop now, so hopefully that should, help with the colors a little bit. And also, I should probably mention too that my my light broke, so I'm sorry that it's a little dark and scary here. Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Dusty in the Dark. But no, pickup video. Yes, that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to show you what I have picked up in my pickup video. So to get started, we have some pickups from the not last video but the previous video that I completely forgot to put in that video. I had done that pickup video, and then I realized, oh, there was some PC games that actually fell like in between my shelves that I had picked up that didn't make it in the video, so I'm going to put these in this video. And those pickups are back here. We've got, first off, Diablo 2 for the PC. And yeah, it's a nice copy of Diablo 2. It has this is kind of interesting. It has the base game in it on these discs here, right? Normal standard stuff. But it also has the manual and a disc that says you should be working. So and this is the expansion pack called Lords of Destruction. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. Don't know what this was meant to be. Probably somebody had this at work, and then their boss is all like, oh, I'm gonna be clever and tape, you should be working. And then it ended up just going to the Goodwill. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, we have that now. So this will be going in the PC boxed game collection, which is starting to grow a little bit over the past little while. Where am I gonna put the stuff I've already went through? I have not thought this through, guys, but we're going to figure it out. I'm just going to put it next to me and figure out what happens. And then the next thing we bought was the Sims Deluxe Edition, the original Sims Deluxe Edition, which is pretty freaking cool. It has a bunch of Sims expansions in it. I think I have the Sims Complete collection, though, which makes this basically useless to me in practice. However, is cool nonetheless. But it does come with the Sims Hot Date expansion here. And of course the Sims Deluxe Edition and the manual in there in all good shape, and it's great and I like it, and this is gonna go in the PC game collection with Diablo. All right, put that back in there. Oh, and I love this. I love these little gatefold things, or well, not gatefold, but you know what I mean. It just opens like that. Pretty cool. Alright, so stuff that is actually from this video. To get started, Iowa Falls Goodwill pickup. We were looking through their DVDs and we saw a copy of Halo that was extremely destroyed. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that for $2.39. But a copy of a Halo game that was in good condition was in fact this right here. Halo 2, the Limited Collector's Edition. Now, I actually already had this. However, I do not know where mine went. I think it's probably in a tote in my basement somewhere. But it does have the game and a bonus DVD and the manual and everything in it. So I figure, hey, for $2.39, I love steelbooks, and mine did not come with the actual game itself. I have Halo 2, but I just didn't have it in the steelbook case like this. Pretty cool to have. Pretty happy to have this, and as you can see, it has a cool Master Chief artwork on the back of it. So happy to add this one to the collection, and this one's going to go up on display, of course. Next, we went to the local Goodwill one day, and we had picked up for $3 a Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, so this one is actually in really fine shape. I mean, it has everything in it. And this is actually going to replace my, you know, just release only copy of Mario Kart Wii, because I have, there's two different variations that I know of Mario Kart Wii. There is the one that comes out of the box, and then there's the one that comes with the box that has a Wii wheel in it and everything. I already have that version in the box with the Wii wheel and everything like that. And I already had one of these, but it was in really rough shape. So going to be upgrading that. And this one's going to be the one on the shelf that I go and play and everything. So pretty cool find right there. Next, we have some PS2 games that we found, I think, the next day at the Goodwill. So to get started, we have an upgrade here. We have, well, kind of, oh crap, that wasn't the right game. Okay, we've got an upgrade, I guess, Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, but it's also the Greatest Hits version. I did not have the Greatest Hits version, but it came with this right here. It came with this map. So mine did not come with anything, I believe. Yeah, this one's just empty. So very happy to have this for $2. All right, then next, we also found a couple other PlayStation 2 games. We found Guitar Hero 5, because I kind of want to have all the Guitar Heroes for the PlayStation 2, because I kind of want to make a like little kiosk cabinet for Guitar Hero for the PS2 at some point when I have more space and time and, you know, a bigger house. But yeah, this is pretty cool, I think, to have it. It is complete and everything. So that is going to be going inside the collection. Then we actually have a game that we did not have before, and I had that for like the Xbox 360 and like a couple other consoles, but did not have it for the PS2. This one is entirely new to me. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, which I've heard this is one of the best Ratchet & Clank games. And actually, a new Ratchet & Clank game just came out, so I wonder if that's any good. But this is kind of a cool time-sensitive pickup, because occasionally that happens. But yeah, we got Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Pretty cool game from what I've heard. I've heard it's one of the best in the series, so happy to own it. And it is complete, too, and everything, so pretty cool stuff. All right, then I believe the day after that, this is like a bunch of straight pickups, like just day after day after day of pickups. I went to the Goodwill with my sister because she was needing a new phone cord. So I was like, oh, well, check the cord bin on Goodwill. So we went to the Goodwill, and I found a couple of PlayStation controllers. I found just standard black DualShock one for $3. Usually I don't pay $3 for a DualShock, but now I figured at this point I might as well just buy them and put them with consoles and get rid of some of my extra PlayStation consoles. I do plan to keep one of each version, but not one of each model number of PlayStation 2. But yeah, nonetheless, good to have extra PlayStation controllers around. I think I have a billion of these things now, so that's good to have. And then we also had one that I did not own this version of at all. This is the PlayStation 1 controller, the blue version. So did not own this before, but it is the one made for the PlayStation 1 and everything. So happy to have that. However, I know $3 was a little bit steep, but you know, it was a version that I didn't have before, so I figured just go for it, right? So okay. Then also at the same trip, I had found some shovelware Wii games, which are always fun. I just love buying shovelware Wii games if I can get them for a couple bucks a piece, because I may eventually go for a complete Wii set. I know it's absurd to go for a complete Wii set, but I might want to go for a complete Wii set at some point. So might as well just buy all these random shovelware games that I find at the Goodwill for $2 a piece, instead of having to, like, eBay complete my collection at some point. So to get started, we have and these are all complete besides the last one. So we don't want to take the time to open these up. This is Sesame Street Cookies Counting Carnival. That's a nice little bit of alliteration there. I should probably be holding these over here because that's kind of why I cleared this space out, but yeah, whatever. Next we've got, what is this? I'm looking at the, like, display here. Elmo's A to Z Adventure. So yay. That's nice. We've got, this one's not, too bad of an idea to have. Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots. I mean, I like Nickelodeon games, and it's a THQ game, so how can you go wrong, right? And we've got Babysitting Mama. So that sounds like a good Friday night. We've got Draw Some Games. Apparently this is 2 games on 1 disc, which I don't know how they did that. They probably combined some kind of witchcraft with blast processing and, just stuck it together. But yeah, this exists, so yay. If you think about it, it was $1 a game, but you guys really don't care, do you? And we got World of Zoo, which is not a ripoff of a Goobish game at all. Well, the title anyway. But yeah, it's THQ, so how can you go wrong with THQ? They're doing great things from what I've heard now. That's a joke. THQ isn't around anymore. But then we've got Wii Music. And I did not own Wii Music before, which is why I picked it up in this Hollywood video case for $2. But it did come with the manual, came with the game, so why not, right? $2. Yeah, I could have probably gotten cheaper at GameStop, but I own it now. So that's one that I didn't have before, and now I do have it. Yeah, that's kind of how these pickup videos work sometimes. So, we also, in that same trip, so this is a pretty loaded trip, we found some Xbox games. So, get started, and these are a little bit of more high quality, I suppose. We got Metal Gear Solid 2, Substance, not Substance. What? Just Substance. But yeah, this is a game that I did not have, so I'm happy to have it. We've got Myst 4, Revelation, the sequel to Myst Riven in Exile, for those of you keeping track at home. And these are all complete, by the way. Other than these are in rental cases, but yeah, they have everything in them. Then we got Blood Rain. Yay. Okay, so next, we actually went to the Iowa Falls Goodwill again, and we found something there again. Specifically, there's in the box Wii U gamepad cradle holder thing. So yay. It was $1. It was $1. And it was clearance $3 at some point. So hey, that's pretty cool. But yeah, got this for all of $1, and I needed another one because I kind of wanted one for my Wii U gamepad on my desk, like one of the charging ones at some point. So yeah, that's good to have. Next we've got, okay, this is pretty cool. Next we have our first real garage sale pickups of the season. So we went to, here's your all Dusty story. And by the way, Dusty Garage Sailing Live is going to be coming up sometime this summer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it for the first couple of garage sales. But in essence, the format's going to be me going out in the Buick Mobile. We're going to have cameras on the Buick Mobile, in the Buick Mobile, on me as I'm going through these garage sales. And you're going to be able to go garage selling with me, in essence, without leaving your home. And you can't buy any of this stuff because I've already bought it first. So that's fun. But anyway, we call it live, but it's not live. It's just, an expression. Whatever. Anyway, we went to a garage sale. So it was on a Saturday morning, I think. or was it a Friday morning? I think it might have been a Friday. Doesn't really matter, but it was really the only garage sale out. I was out on the town anyway, so I figured, you know, I might as well stop over there. And it was like right next to my house anyway, so I was out and about. It was right next to my house. It was basically poetry, right? So I walk in, didn't see anything out at first. I was, you know, fairly disappointed because I was like, oh, I went to a garage sale and I didn't find anything. Yeah, I do that a lot, but still. It does disappoint me a little bit every time I go and don't find anything. It's the only garage sale of the day. But I went over to the counter and they had a bunch of Xbox 360 games. And that was actually on my second sweep. I was about to leave, but I was like, you know what, one more look. And sure enough, they had some Xbox and Xbox 360 games. So I asked them how much they wanted for them because they didn't have a price on them. And they were like, $1. So I was like, yeah, $1, abso-freaking-lutely. So all these were $15 a piece. I think I actually got them for less than $1. I don't know how many exactly there are here, and I don't even know if I grabbed them all, but these are at least some of the more notable ones. We got, for starters, Hitman contracts for the Xbox, which did not have Hitman, so that was pretty cool to have. And it does not have the manual, but it was $1, so yeah, you can't say no to Hitman for $1. We got Max Payne, which I believe does have the manual. Yep. And a registration card. So that's good. We got MX vs. ATV Unleashed, which used to play this all the time with my neighbor. It's pretty freaking cool. We got Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. So that's as opposed to the loud kind of assassin that you see every once in a while. And it does include the manual, everything like that. We've got Sega GT 2002 / Jet Set Radio Future. This is actually an upgrade to my copy because I don't think I had it in the case. But yeah, this one has the case, and I didn't think I had the manuals either. So yeah, this one has the case and manual. So for $1, abso-freaking-lutely. If you think about that, that's 50 cents a game, but nobody cares. Then next, we've got one that's actually really freaking cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Nightmare 3, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. I don't know which one it's supposed to be, but from what I've heard, this game isn't the most common game in the world, so glad to have it. Next, we've got Lego Indiana Jones / Kung Fu Panda. The only problem is it only has Kung Fu Panda and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare install disc. So, yay, I guess. Kind of useless because it only has the install disc and it only has Kung Fu Panda. Not like I'm really planning on playing Kung Fu Panda at any point for the Xbox. But, yeah, it exists. So, there you go. We got BioShock Infinite, which I'm very excited to have because it's supposed to be a very fun game. So, I'm going to want to play that at some point. Got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Pretty cool. Call of Duty Ghosts, and this does have both discs in it. I did check. Both discs. So that's 50 cents a disc. We've got Lord of the Rings. Lego Lord of the Rings, anyway. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which I actually already have, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to have an extra copy for $1. We've got Fable the Journey, for some reason. It is sealed and everything, so that's kind of cool. I would assume it's sealed. It's not like anybody was going to play it. And then we got Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which I didn't have. So, yay! That's kind of cool to have. And also, along with that sale, I was kind of just blatantly curious. I was not planning on buying it, but I did notice an Xbox 360 next to these games, and I was like, okay, well, how much do you guys want for the 360? And they were like, well, it's like red ringed or something, so we could just give it to you. And I was like, okay. So sure enough, for free, I got this Xbox 360 here. So. Yeah, funny story about this. By the way, this isn't my, I mean, this hard drive did not come with it, but I did actually, and it came with, this faceplate, but I did actually test it, and sure enough, it worked, so, kind of surprised about that, so I threw on, my red-ringed Xbox 360's faceplate and my hard drive, and yeah, it sure enough works perfectly fine, so that is not bad for, free. A working Xbox 360 for free. That's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah. Then next, we went to the pawn shop actually that same day because, you know, we were in the neighborhood anyway. And we found for $1 a crappy GameStop third-party Xbox 360 controller, but I figured, hey, you can never have enough Xbox 360 controllers, so I purchased it, and that's the end of that kind of boring story. Okay, so that was all the In the Wild pickups from that video. So we're gonna go over to the Best Buy pickups from that video. Me and a friend actually went up to the Ames Best Buy on that same day, and we found some stuff that we kind of wanted. Now, first off, we found a game that has been eluding me for the longest time. I tried ordering it off the Best Buy website and could not. It was like out of stock on the website. So, you know, I was figuring, oh, my hopes are lost. I'm not going to get this game. But I found it at that Best Buy. I think 2 copies of it at that Best Buy, but I only bought one, of course, because I didn't need to. And that was, of course, DuckTales Remastered for the Wii U. Very happy to have this. It was priced for $14.99. I have Gamer Club rewards, so it ended up being like $12. So yay, $12 for DuckTales Remastered. And next, we actually bought something kind of on impulse. So I saw it there clearanced for $12. And that for $12, it was in the box and everything, and I still have the box around and everything, but I took it out of the box, and it is one of these PDP fight pads they're the GameCube controller styled ones with the classic controller plugs, so you can actually use this as a classic controller for the for the Wii U and for the Wii. So it doesn't feel nearly as high of quality as an actual GameCube controller. Like there are a couple like certain quirks, like for instance, I usually hit the shoulder buttons with like this part of my finger, like the inside part, and like this bump goes up too high, so I can't do that. I have to hit it like this, and it really throws me off. Also, the analog sticks are different, and this one's actually full size. The C stick is full size for some reason. The D-pad's perfectly fine, actually. That's really a surprise because D-pads are hard to do. But let's see. Yeah, the only other complaint I have really is the buttons on the controller are a little bit too stiff for my taste. So, you know, that's just they kind of feel. What kind of buttons do these feel like again? I can't remember what console, but the console had very similar buttons, or they kind of just you put a certain amount of actuating pressure on it, and then eventually it just goes completely down, rather than, you know, just being a gradual press feel. I suppose I didn't explain that right, but whatever. It's still a good pickup for $12, and it's a Metal Mario PDP fight pad. So there you go. And I just remembered I had a bunch of other pickups that I completely forgot. So I will be talking about those ones after this one. Actually, no, I will be talking about those pickups now that I think about it. So I was in the Goodwill, and this is part of the same video here, but I was in the Goodwill, and I was looking around, and I can't make this up. There was this, like, 65-year-old lady, like, you know, really old. And she was on her smartphone looking up the prices of the freaking Xbox sports games. You can't make this kind of thing up. Like, seriously. Like, I thought it was general common knowledge to just about everybody that sports games are worthless. And sure enough, she's just there on her phone, really slowly, because she's moving like a 65-year-old lady, just like, and you can see the eBay app open on her phone, and she's like, and yeah, I was a little concerning. But I was like, you know what? She hadn't bought anything yet. I figure I'm just going to look around. I saw a cart next to the rack where they keep those, you know, it's basically a giant wall of Xbox sports games. I look in a cart right next to it, and I see for $10. Oh. Okay, some things are attached here, but I got it. It's N64, $10, N64, right under the reseller's nose. And sure enough, I opened the expansion pack door, and there's an expansion pack in there. It is really dirty, and the analog stick is completely shot. But for $10, just the expansion pack alone is worth $10. So happy with that pickup. Then next, I was looking around continually, keep in mind this reseller's still there, looking at these sports games on eBay, and this is my kind of, you know, looking on eBay symbol here, but whatever. Anyway, I was looking around, and sure enough, I saw in a cart next to one of the checkout thing counters, I saw it was in a like kind of crappy, broken basket. I saw this PS2 in there. So it was marked $5, so of course I bought it. It didn't end up working properly, so it's in my broken PS2s. But it had a really good shell and everything on it, so I figured for $5 that's worth keeping around. And the disc mechanism worked fantastic. It just didn't read discs. So yeah, ended up kind of being a bust there. However, I did find with it a bunch of Xbox and PlayStation 2 controllers. So get started. We have a couple of PlayStation 2 controllers here. These are each $3. It's $3 once again. I usually do not pay $3 for these things, but these are in really nice shape, and they were the colored controllers, so I figured why not buy them for $3. I also found, while I was buying out their entire freaking store anyway, I figured I found a couple other ones in that basket, so I figured buy both of those for $3. I found a multi-tap for $3, which I can't remember if these are worth anything or not. I really don't care though, even though I already have 2 for the fat. I think this one's the one for the fat ones, and I already have 2 for the fat PlayStation 2, so I don't need it, but it exists and I could get rid of it. So yay. Or maybe I have a friend who might want it, but anyway. I found a original Xbox controller, and I found something that I am actually really happy to have, because I did not have one of these before, and that is a Duke Xbox controller. These things are freaking huge. Look at this thing. Like, let's just unwind it a little bit and like put my hands on. Look at this thing. It is huge. It's like the size of an Electro Voice RE20. That's insane. But yeah, for $3, I figured why not. Now I finally own one, and now I can finally be happy in life. And now I believe I actually own 4 official Xbox controllers, so yay, 4 player parties and fun and whatnot. And I actually think I own 4 Slims, so I don't even need to use this Duke. But yeah, that's those pickups. And I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start on the next video's pickups, and then I'm going to talk about some of the eBay pickups. So I'm just going to grab those now. Try to get organized here. Hopefully you can't see any of this on this side. I don't think you can though, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah. Get those back together. Hope that I didn't break anything. Okay, we should be good now. Oh, and this needs to be like reversed like this. Okay. We're good to go. Sorry for that short interlude. We will get back to the pickups. So to get started with some of our pickups from, this is going to be an entirely separate video, but as I had mentioned before earlier in the video, my microphone stand broke, so I ended up reshooting my last pickup video there. But now, we went to the Goodwill, and I was looking around and didn't really see too much, so I was about to leave, but I figured, I'll check the glass case, double check it again, and I saw a Game Boy Advance SP case. Like this, Game Boy Advance SP case. So I figured, okay, they want $10 for it. I would assume they have something in there. So I asked one of the Goodwill ladies to get it out of the case, and I opened it up, and sure enough, it had original Game Boy Advance in there. Now, this is actually really exciting for me because I didn't have an original Game Boy Advance. I have like 6 Game Boy Advance SPs, but no original Game Boy Advances. So very happy to have this. And also I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in one of these classic Game Boy shells. So I figured, yeah, this is definitely worth the purchase, and it is clean. This thing is really, really clean. The cleanest one I have ever seen in my entire life. So for $10, no doubt, and it works too. I will show you it working, but it also came with a game inside of it. So I figured, I don't really care what game is inside of it. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it anyway. So I took it out to my car, and I was kind of curious, what game is in there? Is it a shovelware game? And let's see if you can even see this here, but I'll show you here, if we can show it off here. Yep. If you can see that or hear it, we've got, we'll show you the cartridge here, Legend of Zelda A Link to the Past with the Four Swords stuffs. So yeah, that is a game that I did not have before, and I don't actually believe I own any physical version of A Link to the Past. So now I finally do. Very happy about that. So for $10, that was a freaking steal. That game alone is worth $10. So very happy to have found this little bag of goodies. So the next pickups were a couple days later. I was at the Goodwill looking around. And I wasn't at the Goodwill looking around. Basically, this is how it happened. I walked in and their things with DVDs, the place where they hold their DVDs is like right off shot to the door. So I always look at that, kind of just glance at it first before I look in the glass case, because that usually has stuff on it more often than the glass case has stuff in it, right? So I usually check that first, just from afar. But I look at it from afar and I see a bunch of N64 cartridges. So I'm like, run over there, right? And grab them all. And then I look through them and I see, oh, cool. So we got wait, no, five, isn't it? No, four. We've got four N64 cartridges. I'm being, not smart. I saw on the top there, a copy of Super Mario 64. So hey, that's pretty cool for $3, right? And just to show you guys, this is actually a variation from my copy of Super Mario 64. I have the Revision 1 version. Actually, I think I had the Revision 1 version. Yeah, I had the Revision 1 version of the Million Seller version. Well, this one's the Revision 2. So, going to be keeping this for the collection because I am freaking crazy and I collect all the variants of everything. So, yeah, if it's unless it's like entirely the same, I usually don't get rid of it. Yeah, then we looked a little bit more. We found, we looked at the other cartridges. We found South Park for the N64, which I did not have, so that's pretty cool. We found Wave Race, which I already had, but still, it doesn't hurt to have another copy of Wave Race around as like a trade or something to sell with a Nintendo 64. Then we also had found in that same bulk of games, Mega Man 64. This is a game that I did not have, and I'm very happy to have, because this game nowadays goes for quite a bit of money. So, hey, I'm happy to have this. Put it in my collection, because I need all the good N64 games. I love the freaking N64, and though I hadn't played this game, I've heard it is pretty decent. It's better than the Legends one on the PlayStation 1 because it doesn't control like crazy. And yeah, altogether, it's great to have. So, next trip to the Goodwill we found another N64 game just randomly. We found Turok Rage Wars, so that's good. And I believe I went, out garage sailing that day and didn't find anything, but went over to the Goodwill last stop, and yeah, sure enough, Turok Rage Wars. Unfortunately, this is not the Great Cart version, because that would be really cool, but no, it's just the regular Black Cart version. So, yeah, it's basically pointless for me to have grabbed that because it's like a $3 game. But still, now I have it, and now I don't have to worry about finding it. So, all right. The next pickups are some more garage sale pickups. I actually went out garage selling. What day was it? It was yesterday, because today is Sunday and I went garage selling Saturday. And, I went to a couple garage sales. I believe there was 6 in total. I struck at one of them, and I struck, but yeah, I struck some stuff. So I figured you might as well grab it, because, it was, it would make it worth going out to go over to those 6 garage sales anyway. I did find a couple other things, actually. I found a Logitech racing wheel, kind of a legacy racing wheel, but, it's pretty cool. It has force feedback, everything like that, for, I believe, $7.50, like, complete in the box and everything, so that was pretty cool. I saw they were going for, like, $40, $50 on eBay, so I figured, hey, that'll be a nice thing to put in, like, a, racing kiosk if I ever decide to build one of those. But yeah, I eventually, too, want to build a arcade racing kiosk. So maybe that'll happen someday, maybe it won't, but I still want to do it anyway, and I think that would be a great racing wheel for it. Along with a console game racing kiosk, where I'll have a bunch of consoles in in a kiosk that I can, choose from and do some racing with. So, yeah. And what else did I get? I don't think I really got anything of note from the garage sales yesterday, other than these video games here, which were get over here and grab them. We've got. Want to make sure I'm still recording and everything. We got a a game called Child of Eden, which looks pretty interesting, and it says it's better with Kinect. I doubt it. But yeah, it was complete in here, so I figured $1. Why not, right? I figured just pick up these shovelware games for $1 because am I gonna get them cheaper ever than $1, right? But yeah, and you know, complete in good condition. If anything, they're free Xbox 360 cases, so. Well, not free Xbox 360 cases, dollar Xbox 360 cases, but whatever. We got Sneak King for the Xbox 360. That's pretty mediocre. We've got Big Bumpin', which is also pretty mediocre. We've got Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which was actually one of the Guitar Heroes that I was missing for the 360. The 360 is kind of my go-to Guitar Hero system, so any, you know, Guitar Heroes I can get for it are pretty nice. And I was missing Aerosmith for it, though I have it for, like, the PS2, Wii, probably PS3, and everything else that was ever on, but just didn't have it for the Xbox for some reason. We got Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Pretty cool. We've got Sega Superstars Tennis, which I was actually missing, which I already had the like case and everything for like 50 cents, but it only came with the Xbox Live Arcade disc, which has some arcade games on it. But yeah, this one has both of them, and it's in good shape, so I figured for $1, absolutely gonna go ahead and pick that up. So yeah, those were all of my garage sale pickups there. So today I went to the Goodwill again. I haven't picked up much of anything from the pawn shop actually lately, so that's kind of sad, but whatever. Well, I did pick up a guitar amp from there, but other than that, nothing really. But I found a bunch of Xbox games at the Goodwill again, so my Xbox library is getting like huge at this point. I'm gonna need to get a bigger Xbox thing. And you know, it was like half full a while ago, so Xbox stuff, I'm finding quite a bit more of it, which I'm pretty happy about because I do like Xbox stuff. So anytime I can find Xbox stuff is a good time. So we managed to get for how much were these a piece? $2 a piece. A couple of Xbox games. So we got Simpsons Road Rage, which I know this kind of breaks all of my rules of only buying games that come in, like, you know, cases and everything. But the disc was in good shape, and I didn't have Simpsons Road Rage for any console, so I figured it was worth picking it up for $2. We got Star Wars Jet Fighter. Jedi Starfighter. Sorry. What? Jet Fighter? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we got Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. $2. It's complete in there and everything, so figured why not. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, which didn't own for the Xbox, but I'm happy to own that for the Xbox now. And it also has a very broken Xbox Platinum Hits case, so that's fun. We've got Outrun 2, which is kind of cool. Nice Sega title. And we've got the original Need for Speed Underground for the Xbox, so that's pretty cool, I suppose. Happy to have that. So yeah, next we're going to talk about the eBay pickups. So yeah, we did buy a lot of stuff on eBay over the past while. A little bit too much off of eBay, but still, we bought some stuff off of eBay. So basically, it was kind of like a domino effect. One thing started it, and the rest just, you know, kept falling down. So we ended up, well, this isn't the thing that started it, but it was something that I wanted for the longest time, and I figured I'm never going to find one in good shape. So I figured just buy it off of eBay for like $8. Managed to get in good shape at auction. See if we can pull it over here. We got an NES Zapper. Oh, that is like, if you've never heard of ASMR, this is ASMR right here. I don't think my microphone's capturing like the full glory of that, but man, does it sound crazy awesome. Yeah. Nintendo Zapper, and it works and everything. But the crazy thing is, Nintendo Zappers don't work with my TV in my room. I was pretty sure the thing was broken until I actually tested it in my kitchen CRT, but yeah, it doesn't work with my CRT, so I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's, you know, my CRT's from around 1990. I don't know why it wouldn't work, but it just wasn't working. Which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah. I'm not talking about my TV right here either, that you can't see. I'm talking about like my actual CRT. Tested it, didn't work. Don't know what's going on, but yeah. Whatever. We'll find a CRT that does work with light games at some point, even though I do really like the CRT because the colors are so nice on it, and like the reproductions are very accurate, and it does not have much input lag. So yeah, don't know what we're gonna do about that, but I can tell you we did pick up more stuff off of eBay. I can definitely tell you that. Oh my good gosh, we picked up more stuff off of eBay. Okay, so to get started, it was either my last video or the video before that. I had picked up Cubivore on the GameCube from eBay for all of 130 some odd dollar. Ugh, that still hurts to say, but still, we got Cubivore on the GameCube. I'm looking at it right now, but I don't have it on me. It's on my shelf over there. But we have Cubivore, and I decided, you know, I like Atlas games. I'm gonna start collecting a couple of them because I have a couple of the more really hard to get ones like Cubivore and Brigandine Legend of Fersina. So might as well just go ahead and collect a bunch of them. And what better series to start out with than the Persona series? Yes, I've always wanted to go out and buy the Persona games, but like the barrier of entry was way too expensive. I don't know if it was because of the like specific time I was looking, but you know, Persona 3 and Persona 4 and Persona 3 Fez were going for like, you know, crazy amounts of money, like 20-30 bucks. So I wasn't gonna do that, you know. But I decided, look on eBay, see how much they're going for, and sure enough, Persona 3 Fez nowadays is going for like 10-15 bucks. So I figured, hey, if I can get it for 11 bucks, I'm happy about that, in good condition, right? So I went on an eBay auction. I bid like 1067 and it ended up selling for 11. So that was a little depressing. But then I saw Buy It Now for 11 bucks. So I was like, heck yeah. And it was like complete good condition. Why not, right? So go ahead and go to buy that. Put it, you know, I go through the PayPal process and it was like, oh, this item was already purchased. What? Why did you make me go through the purchase process? It was already purchased. But whatever. Anyway, so I was a little sad about that. But later that night, I looked again, and they actually had another copy of that game up for 11 bucks. So for $11, we managed to pick up Persona 3 Fez for the PS3, and I'm so excited to play this at some point when I have enough time to do so. But as you can see, it is complete, in good condition. What more can you ask? And yeah, it's pretty nice for 11 bucks, right? So later on, I ended up looking at eBay again for more, you know, Persona and Atlas games in general, and I ended up finding a couple of sealed Persona games. Yeah, so Persona 3 Fez and Persona 4 sealed. So I figured, okay, if I can get these sealed, that'll be pretty cool. You know, it'll be nice condition and everything like that. And I wanted to get the Persona 4 particularly because I didn't have Persona 4. So I ended up winning the Persona 4. And both of these were from the same seller, right? So I figured, you know what, I'll just win the Persona 3 and then they can combine shipping. I'll get both of them for like 20 bucks. So sure enough, that's exactly what I did. They combined the shipping, got them both for 20 bucks. And these, here they are, Persona 4 and Persona 3 Fez. So I don't really plan on opening this Persona 4, but you'll see why later. And, you know, Persona 3 Fez. I originally bought this to play, but I decided, nah, not going to play it, I guess. So I figured, well, I was already buying Persona stuff. I figure I'll look at what is on eBay for Persona stuff. And so I just searched Persona, and sure enough, I see, like, they made this for me, really. They had to have made it for me, because who else would be, like, extremely into this? So they had, on eBay for 35 bucks, they had something called Persona 4 Dancing All Night, the Disco Fever Edition. That screams Dusty. But anyway, yeah, because I like anything music, disco, 70s popular culture. So I figured, screw it, yeah, just go ahead and grab this, you know, because I like, you know, limited collector's editions for mobile things. And it was for the Vita. I don't have a Vita, but I figured, why not go ahead and buy this? So managed to get for $34.50, actually, I think it was. Okay, I should also talk about this. I bought it, right? And it arrived in a bubble mailer. Now, public service announcement here. If you are selling a, you know, collector's edition box item, do not mail it in a bubble mailer. Come on, people! What is this, 2002? Do we not know how to handle freaking mailing things? Come on! Seriously? But yeah, I was like, opening it very slowly, and sure enough, yeah, it is in rough shape. You know, compared to what it was, which was, you know, brand new and everything. As you can see, the top of the box is kind of mangled there, you know, and whatnot. So you're probably thinking the same thing I was thinking, and you're probably saying, Dusty, why don't you go ahead and return it? So I was like thinking, yeah, I'm gonna freaking return this, right? So I contacted the seller. It was over Easter, so that's how, you know, long ago this was, right? But It was over Easter, weekend. I think I had contacted them Friday. They got back to me Monday, because I said, okay, is there any way you can because first of all I was like, okay, we can resolve this issue in other ways. You can either go through a return process, right, and we have to return, or you can partial refund it. Or, you could be like an awesome seller and, just do a nice like a big partial refund and just be like, oh, sorry. No, like I would have done because when I sell stuff on eBay, which isn't incredibly often, but when I sell stuff on eBay, I am the best freaking seller I can be. Let me tell you that much. One time, okay, this is going into a random tangent, but basically I sold a game to somebody. eBay screwed up the shipping labels, shipped the wrong game to them, or it was UPS, eBay. I don't know who did it, but basically, moral of the story, they screwed up the shipping labels, and the wrong game ended up going to the wrong person. And, the other wrong game went to like a reseller, so they really didn't care because they got a more expensive game out of it. But the dude was like, hey, what the heck? You sent me the wrong game. So you know what I did? I overnighted him the freaking right game out of my personal collection, which was in much better condition than the previous one. I told him to keep the other one. That's how I do eBay sales. So needless to say, it irks me off when I contact somebody and it was like, and you know what they tell me to do? I'm going to send you a return label, send it back, and I'll refund you. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. You go through the eBay return process so I am protected as the buyer. Because if I would have sent this back to them, they wouldn't have to have refunded me. As scummy as that is, they wouldn't have had to have refunded me. So, because I did receive the item, and we didn't go through the official eBay channels, right? So I was thinking, hell no. So here's what I let them do. I let them buy the postage, they sent it to me, and this is never going back to them. That is the way I live my life. So yeah, that ended up working out kind of interesting too. And it actually didn't end up too bad because this game actually went up in value considerably since the time I purchased it. So yeah, ended up getting it for a decent deal, despite the fact it was, crushed and whatnot. But kind of sad. Sorry I went off on such a long tangent, but yeah, I don't ship limited collector's editions and bubble mailers, or else things just go bad. And also too, this wasn't like an unexperienced seller. This person had 50,000 transactions. I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to get me to send the game back, and they just would have never sent me a replacement or never sent me my refund. So yeah. I know how that works, and a little mark of negative feedback is not a problem on something like, a freaking 50,000, with like 98, I think, % positive feedback, eBay account. So yeah, whatever. But so then I was like, I kind of want to play this game because, the box is screwed up anyway. So I figured might as well open it and play it, right? So I decided to look at PS Vitas, and they were out of my price range. I wasn't going to spend $100 on a defunct console, right? So I ended up looking at PlayStation TVs. And I'm only on spending $28 on a defunct console, right? So for $28, we managed to get refurbished, I believe it was direct from Sony, PS TV or PS Vita TV or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I got this thing, came with all the cords, hookups, and everything. They're in my living room right now because it was hooked up and I, brought it out to do this video. But yeah, pretty nifty little device. I like it. But I haven't gotten to play the game yet because I've been busy. But still, nonetheless, happy to have that. So I figured, okay, well, I was looking at the compatibility list to make sure that Persona 4 Dancing All Night was compatible with the PS Vita TV. I saw a game that I didn't know existed. And that game was Persona 4 Golden for the PS Vita. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to get this version. Why not, right? So I got to keep my sealed Persona 4 sealed that way, and I got to play the definitive version of the game, right? So I look at on eBay, they had an auction for like $14. So I figured, if I can go in and win this thing for $20, that's not bad. But somebody ended up at that point selling them for $20, and the auction went for like $19.50. So I figured, not for 50 cents. First of all, I would have had to bid it up to $20 anyway, so like, heck no, right? But I ended up going on eBay and getting it new for $20, and sure enough, Persona 4 Golden. So yeah, we've already spent like a crap ton of money on eBay in this video, right? So, time to spend a little bit more of a crap ton of money on eBay. I was looking around for more Persona stuff, and sure enough, I saw a limited collector's edition that I wanted to get when it came out, but I didn't really have the money. And I'm kind of a little glad that I waited because it ended up getting a little bit cheaper. I think it was like $60 on release, or maybe $55 or something like that. But it was Persona Q, the Wild Cards edition, or like the big box version of it. So I figured, you know, if I can get this for 40, I wouldn't mind adding this to my collection. And sure enough, for 40 bucks, we managed to get Persona Q Shadows of the Labyrinth, the Wild Cards Premium Edition. So, yeah, it comes with a bunch of cool stuff. Very happy to have this. And it did have a little bit of shipping damage, which is why I got it a little bit cheaper than normal. But, yeah. And the shipping damage was already, like, disclosed in the listing or anything like that. So I figured, hey, I have one shipping damage Persona game. Why not have a next one? So that, and I wanted to, you know, be able to open it a little bit more because I find it hard to open, like, out-of-print, pristine box sets. But, you know, I actually want to play Persona Q, so I'm going to end up opening this at some point when I get the chance to play it. So then, let's see, what did I get next? Okay, after that, I was looking on eBay, and this is a game that I've been looking for a long time, if I could get it for the right price with, like, the amiibo and in the box and everything, but Chibi Robo Ziplash. I was looking for that game, and I found it was just the game itself, but it was going for $4.50 with, like, an hour left on the auction, so I figured, you know, if I can get it for, like, $5.67, I can get it at least any way to play, right? So for, get this, $5, we got a game that came out in November, and that is Chibi Robo Ziplash. And, you know, here's the thing, this game isn't that bad, but when a Nintendo game isn't that bad, like, it's actually a good game. It's a good game. It's not like a freaking masterpiece like Nintendo usually makes, but it's a good game. So I've been playing that lately. For $5, that was a really good pickup. And, you know, as you can see, it's on my portable 3DS because this is the one I take, you know, working and whatnot. But yeah, as you can see, I've been playing that. So that's pretty fun. All right, next game that I ended up getting. Games, actually. I was on an eBay auction that I was watching for like 5 days. This is ever since, you know, I started buying these Persona things. But, you know, I've been watching this eBay auction for a while, and I figured if this goes for the right amount, I'm definitely going to jump on it. And it was for, I'm going to tell you right now, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and Persona 3 Portable, all on the PSP. So I figured, you know, if I can get this, you know, a lot of games for $70, that's a pretty good deal, right? So decided to throw out the number $70, which, you know, included shipping and everything. I got it for $70, and yeah, I'll show it to you now. But, you know, like, $70, not bad for those 3 games, right? You know, it's a good price for those games. I mean, basically, I got Persona, the original, free if you think about it. But there's something about these games that, you know, I was very particular on, and that is I wanted to get them new, because UMDs, or Universal Media Discs, or freaking pieces of crap that you put into your PSP and play, always freaking break. So wanted to make sure they were in good shape because I didn't have a PSP to test them on, and you know, I wanted to be able to actually play these games, and I didn't want them to, you know, fail partway into the game, right? So sure enough, for $70, all sealed, we got Persona 3 Portable, and Persona 2 Innocent Sin in this box set that came with, the soundtrack was opened, and, you know, the box itself was open, but the soundtrack was opened, but the game, sure enough, is entirely sealed. So I would think that's not too bad for all of $70, I suppose, considering, you know, this one usually goes for like $30 by itself. This one usually goes for like $30 by itself. This one usually goes for at least $15 by itself. You know, not too bad. Oh, and being the fact that they're sealed, I think that is, you know, a good choice. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this away now. Is there anything I have to say about the next pickup? Okay, the next pickup's kind of interesting. Oh, crap, I'm not good at putting games in cases. The next pickup is kind of interesting because it was a game that I kind of noticed. Wait a moment. This game is, like, incredibly scarce. Like, this game is incredibly scarce for the GameCube, right? So, since, you know, we're going through the tradition with, you know, every pickup video having a GameCube game in it, I figured, okay, I'm gonna have to buy this. It was on an eBay listing for $7 from Goodwill, which was like a really hit or miss kind of decision, but they said it did have the case, did have the disc, manual's not guaranteed, but sure enough, for all $7, we got, in really immaculate shape, Dr. Muto for the GameCube. And, sure enough, came with the manual, came with the game, in all good condition. And this game is, like, incredibly scarce, but nobody really knows about it. Like, there's only, like, 4 copies on eBay. At all. Like, only 4 copies. To give you a perspective of that, there's at least, at one time, anytime, like, 6 copies of Cubivore. And, like, 8 copies of NBA 2K3 basketball. For the GameCube, that is apparently supposed to be a rare game or something like that. So yeah, like, what the heck? I just, like, I'm not complaining about it because I don't want these games to be freaking expensive, but what the heck? I didn't understand that, so I figured I'll go ahead and pick this game up now. I mean, I'm probably not going to find it because, this game, you just don't find it anywhere. And they did release it for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Those versions are fairly common, but this one is like, you just never freaking see it. So, that's kind of interesting. So the last pickups for this video, I was kind of impulse buying one of them because, it was with the same seller was selling both of these. They were both in immaculate condition, so I figured, hey, if I can get, combined shipping on that, it's a pretty good deal, right? So I ended up getting the first one, and I ended up winning the second one. So I ended up winning both of these. Cost me a total of $30, and one cost me about $20, and the one cost me about $10. But... or no, the one actually cost me about $18. The one cost me actually about $12. I ended up overpaying a little bit for it after the combined shipping was added on. And they sent these media mail, which was extremely terrifying because you're not supposed to send video games media mail for some reason. I mean, apparently video games aren't media or something like that. But yeah, USPS, come on, fix it, USPS. But anyway, we managed to get kind of the more boring one that I wasn't as interested in, but I was buying all these games anyway, right? So Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, pretty cool. I'll probably play, I believe the 3DS version overclocked is like better in basically every way, shape, and form from what I understand. So I just bought this one for like completion's sake, but it did include the game and the manual, but I will have to double check on that. Don't quote me on that because I don't know, maybe this has different stuff in it. Maybe it's a different game. I cannot remember entirely for sure, but I believe the 3DS version is just a remake of this game. But then we got a game that was not remade at all, and that is one that, just this cover art was like the selling point for me, basically. And that is Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. Yeah, this is freaking insane. Look at this. This is just awesome cover art on a DS game. You don't see that very often. So, for $18, I suppose, that's actually a really good deal for this game, and it is complete. Both of these were complete, by the way, and everything good condition. So, yeah. Happy to have that. Definitely will be playing this when I'm done with Chibi Robo. So, yeah, pretty sweet. So I think that's all my pickups. This video went on for like nearly an hour, so I hope you guys watched to the end. If you watched to the end, ask for your free cookie in the comments because I will give for you a free YouTube cookie. So hey, how about that? That's pretty cool, right? But anyway, not much else to say, really, other than my air conditioner finally kicked on. It is, like, super hot in here. Oh, yeah, and I got a haircut. So, that's also another thing that happened. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.